Hello, my brothers and sisters from Africa and in Africa, and those of you from all over the world. How are you guys doing? I hope everyone is fine. And I hope things are going your way and things are working according to plan. And I just have to say this. I know I've said this before, but I like to be encouraging. I like to be more optimistic. I like to be uplifting, and I like to see the world in a more positive light. I know that things can always get better. I believe that no matter how difficult things are right now, it's not the end. Those things are not set in stone. They can change. All we need to do is try our best to make our lives better. Because believe me, we have the ability to do that. We have the chances to do that. And we can do it. Believe me, we can do it. All we need is just to be determined. All we need is to identify what we need to do in order to make our lives better. That is all what you need. So before we run along with some of the major stories making the headlines from our beloved continent, Africa, I would like to urge you guys to please do us this one small favor by liking this video and also subscribing to this channel. That really helps us. It really does. And we shall forever be grateful to you guys. So, enough of that. Let's get along with the stories for today. South Africa has initiated the first shipment of goods to neighboring countries under the African Continental Free Trade Area, marking a significant step forward for the world's largest free trade zone. The shipment, which included refrigerators, home appliances, and mining equipment, departed from KwaZulu-Natal's Durban port on January 31st. President Ramaphosa stressed the importance of effectively implementing the AfCFTA to foster quicker and more sustainable growth across African nations. He also highlighted South African automotive companies' materials sourcing from Lesotho and Botswana, which employ thousands of people collectively. I think this is a great move for Africa. It's long overdue for us to see African countries finally put this free trade agreement into practice. Like I have said before, right, my brothers and sisters, Africa is a continent with so much great initiatives, right? We come up with a lot of excellent ideas on how to build Africa. But to actually put those initiatives into practice has always been a problem. We, the Africans, will sit and discuss and throw the ideas back and forth and then just abandon it. We won't follow suit with it. And that has been a problem in Africa. So I'm happy that South Africa is taking this initiative to move along with the free trade agreement. And I hope and pray that other African countries, especially Nigeria, follow suit. So let's continue with our next story for the day. ECOWAS, the Economic Community of West African States, has called upon Senegal's authority and key political figures to adhere to constitutional provision amid the ongoing chaos and controversy surrounding the presidential election. This warning comes in response to protests and the turmoil sparked by President Macky Sall's decision to postpone the election. Yeah, Senegal is bubbling. The country is really having its moment. And this is all as a result of President Macky Sall taking upon himself the right to just postpone elections indefinitely, citing irregularities. And this has made everyone in the country so angry. Some people are even speculating that he might want to cling to power. And they are like, no way for you. No way for you. We won our election. We won it now. So I hope that he listened to the people and he just let this go. Because African leaders are always like this. When they come to power, they start changing things in their favor. And if the people do not stand up, they will change every single thing. And before we know, the people won't have any power anymore. So I'm happy for my brothers and sisters in Senegal who took to the street in protest, who told Macky Sall that we won't let this fly. It's not going to happen. We won election and we won it now. So let's see what happens if the election will still hold in this February or not. But let's move on to the next story for the day. After almost 2 decades since the last execution, Zimbabwe's cabinet has unanimously agreed to abolish the death penalty for murder offenses. The decision came on Tuesday following the approval of the memorandum on the private members' death penalty abolition bill, which was introduced to Parliament last year. This move marks the end of the death penalty, originally introduced by British colonial administrators in the Southern African nation, emphasizing the importance of maintaining a fair and balanced penal system. The Zimbabwean cabinet stated that aggravating circumstances could lead to life sentences instead. Zimbabwe has not executed anyone since 2005, signifying a significant shift away from the controversial practice over the past decade and a half. Yeah, I think it's long overdue we get away with things like this. We must learn to treat those that hurt us better, right? The only thing that distinguishes us from terrible people is how we respond to them when they do terrible things to us. So I believe that the death penalty shouldn't be something that we still have in the 21st century. If people committed outrageous crimes, they should have life in prison, not just killed. And sometimes people might be killed who are innocent. So I think this is a great move for Zimbabwe to abolish this death penalty of a thing. But let's move on to our next story for the day. Former President of Ghana, John Mahama, who is vying for re-election in the December 2024 general elections, has been nominated alongside former President of Liberia, George Weah, and the Director General of the World Trade Organization, Dr. Ngozi, for the African Heritage Award. The prestigious gathering aims to celebrate and honor the exceptional achievements of Africans globally, spanning various fields such as business, politics, and philanthropy. The 2024 edition promises to be exceptional, with His Excellency Sir Sarasas Kamau, former president of Botswana, serving as the chairperson. The event is expected to draw attendance from former heads of state and prominent business leaders from across the continent. Let me just be clear about this one, right? When I see rich and popular people celebrating themselves for their enormous achievement, I laugh out loud. Because if we look through Africa, right, And we try to like really give it some thought, like what have they actually done? What have they done? Ghana, what has this John Mahama done in Ghana to deserve an award for his contribution to the lives and the lives of the people in Africa? What has he done? What has also Dr. Ngozi, the Nigerian lady, what has she done? I don't see anything. I haven't seen the lives of the people in Africa getting better due to what they have done. So it's so strange to see these people do these things. I don't really care that much, but it just gets me so angry that these powerful elites and the rich people would decide to pat themselves on the shoulder, saying they have done so much for the world, whereby we, the common people, cannot really experience anything. It's so disturbing to me.